Welcome, friends and enemies, to this weekly news show presented by Midwestern Commentary. I am going to go off a little bit on the rails here this week. I'm not going to do, like I've done the last few times, all of the big hits. But I'm here to give you bits of news I found from this week, along with any other bits and pieces I have managed to find in. All of the links are available in the comment section on YouTube posting. Please subscribe if you are on YouTube or Spotify to get connected to new episodes and my little shorts that have been appearing. I am currently doing a book series of what the heck books are in my family, and I have a lot of books, though. No joke. A lot of books. But we're neither here for that, so sit down with a cup of coffee for this week's news show. All right, we're going to start in the good old US of A. Authorities in California had an interesting rescue this week in Fresno. A man was reported to be trapped in the holding tank of a toilet at Camp Edison in Shaver Lake. I've been to campgrounds. I would not go. It was like absolutely necessary. Their bathrooms. It doesn't matter. It's like, well, we just clean them. No, I wouldn't. It's so hard to go to that because it was just like, no. Because most of the time there's no doors. Like, there's a door to the stall, but there's no doors. So the bugs and snakes and stuff can come in. It adds to the whole experience. But it's like, but here's why. Here's why he got trapped in the holding tank of a toilet. The man reached into the toilet to retrieve a pair of dropped sunglasses. Leave them. I don't care if they cost $200. Do you guys realize that the toilet, he spent 15 minutes in the holding tank, and I'll let you know that basically the toilet he went into was like a porta potty. Excuse me. Yuck. He walked away after they got him out without further medical attention. Like, they evaluated him and they let him go. And I'm like, sir, I read the whole article. They didn't say his name. And I'm like, I wouldn't want them to say my name either, because I wouldn't want to be known as the man climbed into a porta potty toilet to fetch a pair of sunglasses. Just leave them. Leave them. They're not worth it. Oh my gosh. Okay. The big banana car pulled over by Montana Highway Patrol. I'm loving this shenanigan news. I love it. The officers weren't interested in the car, but the boxes that were blocking his license plate. Mr. Braithwaite, who owns the car, did not get a ticket, but the saga of the big banana car started as a 1993 Ford F-150 pickup truck. He is now traveling around the United States full-time in the car. So don't be alarmed if you suddenly see a banana car pull up in your town. I'll be looking for him. Heck, I want to know if he's trying to go to Savannah Banana Games. Can you imagine that crossover? But good for him. Go live your dreams. Man, if I could 100% get like an old Weenie Mobile, Oscar Mayer Weenie Mobile, I would turn it into an RV and I would drive around. I wouldn't want any promotion from Oscar Mayer Wieners. I wouldn't. I would just love to be like, no, my RV is the Weenie Mobile. Just bring joy. I'm here to bring laughs. There's a little bit of sadness, but there's a lot of laughter to find. All right. I don't know if anyone else has been reading the TSA X account, but I have. It's been a doozy. Ranch dressing. I think the last few episodes I've covered the FIFA World Cup fans who have fallen in with love with ranch dressing, the American lifestyle, rodeos, all those. I love watching them come here, honestly. If they came to my hometown, I would be like, you just have to pay for food. I'll drive you all over the city. We can make stops. We'll do food stops. We'll do store stops, and we can do dive bar in my hometown that is only meant for people of drinking age in the country, so 21. So sorry for any fans who are under the age of 21, but if you want to go to this dive bar, I will 100%. It is like the place to go. We can go there. But now, back to the ranch dressing. They They're packing the ranch dressing in their bags to take home. This has led to TSA posting guidelines to please pack the ranch dressing you're falling head over skis for in your check bag. Do not put it in the carry-on. I mean, my appreciation to the dedication of the people who are packing full bags of the stuff. My only thing is, I know on the ranch bottles at my grocery store, the date is either right around the top or mid-back. So you might want to check the expiration date, just to be on the safe side. I mean, maybe we can solve the national debt, the U.S. national debt, if we exported ranch dressing to other countries. I mean, as long as they don't find out about the copycat recipes online. Oops. Apple and Microsoft are raising the prices by hundreds of dollars due to the cost of computer chips. No, I don't mean snack packs. I mean the computer chips, the memory things and storage chips. Apparently because due to data centers, AI processors, and unrecyclable parts of the chips. They're going to go up, raise the products in some cases up to $300 by this fall. Well, there goes my new computer rebuild for the foreseeable future. Guess I'm going to have to figure out how to keep it going. My poor grandma computer. I'm hoping now, just for the sake of that the data processing centers, I hope they ban them in my state because I don't like them. I don't want them. No. I'm just going to say it. No. Bunch of jerks. Buc-ee's is opening 15 new locations, my road trip friends. The world's happiest beaver, who started in Texas, I guess that explains the size of the stations, chain announced the new locations opening through 2031, including their largest location, which is their first one in Arizona. Soon in all of the 50 states, you'll be able to pick up brisket sandwiches, fudge, beaver nuggets, and the cleanest bathrooms to enjoy after eating all of what I just mentioned. I've actually been in a Buc-ee's. My favorite experience inside of a Buc-ee's was at 2 a.m. I had to kill time because I was making a 24-hour road trip, and I think it was in Georgia, somewhere in northern Georgia. Stopped at this Buc-ee's, and I went in, and I think I spent an hour just randomly walking. There was like barely anybody there. I'm just killing time, reading all the ingredients on the foods. It just looks weird to people. Going to the bathroom, getting coffee, looking through every single aisle in their convenience store. And you know what? It was funny. I enjoyed myself. That was probably the best thing I did on that drive. I think I picked up like a muffin, maybe I picked up the coffee, water. Oh, no, I had water in the car. Meeting someone for breakfast south of Atlanta. So I had like another hour and a half drive, 2-hour drive down. So I think I left around like 4. Got there at 6. I looked like beep to my friend. So, oh well. And Miss Dolly Parton has opened her own truck stop in Tennessee. It had a grand open celebration this past Wednesday in Cornersville, Tennessee. It's Dolly's Tennessean Travel Stop. So it has a restaurant, a gift shop, typical stuff of a gas station. So, I mean, if you can, I would go check it out. Apparently, it is supposed to be big, beautiful, and be a comforting roadside destination. So that's way to go, Miss Dolly. Random history fact. Remains of a man in Pompeii had archaeologists thinking that he was initially hit by a rock. That he apparently might have survived the eruption, but then was hit by a rock. But after discovering his skull, the archaeologists had different ideas. His skull was in perfect condition. Due to previous excavations, the skull might have fallen due to just shifting. But he probably died, like many others, from asphyxiation, and then the masonry fell on him. I will say the picture Makes me think of Looney Tunes. Like the initial thoughts of the archaeologist, like I said, the man survived to get hit by a rock. And I'm like, can you imagine, even for the short amount of time that the archaeologists thought that? Be like, man, your life was shortened to a Looney Tunes cartoon by future generations. I mean, that's honestly what happened. I feel bad because it's like, no, he asphyxiated like a whole bunch of other people did while they were there. And it's like, yes, but people were thinking he died like a Looney Tunes cartoon. I can't get that out of my mind now. But no, the man apparently, he suffocated. So may he rest in peace. Pompeii, always giving new information. Fun news from around the world. A German man assembles the world's largest Lego sausage. He assembled it out of 65,000 Lego bricks to break the Guinness World Records. Congratulations to you, Tommy Schmidt. Way to build a sausage. Oh, there's so many bad jokes. In cuter news, the St. Bernard dogs still roam in the Swiss Alps as part of a breeding program. More than 130,000 people have visited Berryland, the world's only space dedicated to St. Bernards. Since the 17th century, the large breed has been kept on the mountain pass, and this living museum has now kept to honoring this tradition. I have to go book a flight to Switzerland. I have 2 large dogs, but I don't have St. Bernards, but man, I would want to go. Although, I just saw Cujo sitting on the bookshelf. It just caught my eye, and it's like, A failed robbery on the small island of Tobago in the Caribbean is creating memes and Batman references. The inmates are running the asylum. I mean, how bad is a robbery that you're getting made with memes? Memes and Batman references. Honestly, that's just, In European news, there is an extreme heat wave still going on in Europe right now. Remember I mentioned, I think like it was in the first or second video, that it was like the El Nino was going on. That would lead to the heat wave. France, specifically, is limiting the consumption of alcohol due to drownings. And I think that is actually a very smart idea. Obviously, with it being so hot and, you know, there's not really much relief, I would definitely limit the amount of alcohol. I would also, just, do they sell life jackets in France, in Europe? Because, I mean, it'd be like, you want to go swim in the water, put on a life jacket. My farmer section. From up to June 20th, because like I said, I'm always a week behind. I really should get on the ball with this, but here we go. By June 21st, corn will be at 97%. Soybeans, 93%. Winter wheat, 40% harvested. Cotton, 92%. Sorghum, 84%. Rice, 13%. Small grains, 61%. 20% barley crop. 16% spring wheat crop. 23% peanuts. 95% sunflowers. So be sure to thank a farmer for the food you have eaten today. And no, people, it does not come from the grocery store. If you go out into the countryside, or Midwest America, you'll see the food you get. I know, novel concept, isn't it? And corn, specifically, corn gets ground into cornmeal, which then makes cornbread, or ground into masa, which makes tortillas. Wheat gets ground into flour. Milk comes from cows. Almond milk comes from almond ones, water, nut juice. And fruit grows, everything grows. Unless it's created in a lab, which I don't know why you would eat it. It all comes from a plant or a byproduct of something like a honey from a bee. So, I actually found a very interesting farm, and I'm going to talk about it. It is the California carnivores. They grow and raise like beautiful and deadly bugs, plants like Venus flytraps, American pitcher plants, sundews, butterworts, bladderworts, tropical pitchers, and a whole bunch of others. I mean, you can't go to them. You have to buy their stuff online. But I thought that was cool, like a little niche product. All right, our missing person this week is Christine Marie Easton. She went missing from Hayward, California on January 18th, 1971. She left her home around 10 p.m. to go to the car wash and then pick up a friend to go to the local Jack in the Box. She never picked up her friend. Her car was found on Mission Boulevard in Hayward. Her purse was locked inside the car. She is blonde, has blue eyes. She's 5'7", about 130 pounds, all when she disappeared. You can see her FBI poster here or in the link. I hope that she is found or her family is given some peace. Fun sports news this week. Guinness World Record set for the loudest person. Guinness crowns Canberra Town Crier as the world's largest person at largest person. No, we're not that. Loudest person at 122.4 decibels. Wow. It's an Australian professional air conditioner. Joseph McGrail Badeup. Good for him. I wouldn't do it, but good for him. The Bantam Jeep Festival just ended, and I thought that I never saw this until, it's like the event's closed for this year, so sorry. It was the 15th anniversary heritage of the Jeep. They're planning for next year's, but they had this little, like, Jeep derby thing, like, where you get into the little kids' Jeeps, and you, like, Mario Kart it down a hill. They loved it. I thought it was adorable. So, I thought it was great. I would 100% do it. Maybe I will. I'm going to go with this, but there's a national mullet competition in Denmark. It was started when the founder of the event could not compete in the U.S. one due to not being a U.S. citizen. This year, 43-year-old Thomas Berg took top prize in this. I don't have a clip, but a hobby horse riding competition. It reminded me of the Quidditch games where you like ride around in a broom and you're running around with a ball. Be sure to hit subscribe, share this video, like it. If you don't, the museum piece this week is not quite a museum piece, but we're coming around on this again. But an auction of artifacts from the Titanic. RMS Titanic Inc., salvo defector of the site, wants to sell artifacts for the first time, and the U.S. government is objecting. I will say, that seems like a misnomer in that article. It's not the first time they're doing it, but apparently that's the first time they're selling this quantity. It's like 100 and something. There are agreements in place with RMS Titanic Inc. to only display the artifacts at museums and traveling exhibitions. The arguments are that the collection has to be sold as a whole for exhibition purposes only. There are arguments from both France and the U.S. going on about it, so I think that this one's up in the air, but Titanic I don't think is ever going to go away. People are still going to be obsessed with it, so we'll just see. POW MIA search this week is Private First Class Danny Glenn Marshall. He is from West Virginia. He served in Company E, 2nd Battalion, 9th Marine Regiment. He was a member of the M60 machine gun team and went missing during an operation of a helicopter-borne assault on enemy holdings in Koh Tang Island, Cambodia on May 15th, 1975. All 3 Marines, including Private First Class Danny Glenn Marshall, were missing. Enemy activity in the area prevented a return to the beach where they went missing in order to search for them, and they remain unaccounted for. So if anybody might have an idea, that would be appreciated, I'm sure. And if not, then may Private First Class Danny Glenn Marshall and his comrades rest in peace, and may their family find some peace. News. A trapped fawn was rescued from a levee system in Minnesota. On June 24th, local authorities and wildlife officials came to rescue a young deer who had wandered into the levee system. The Chaska Police Department responded. The rescuers were determined that they determined the fawn was unable to climb the slippery slope. They used nets to capture the young baby and released it into the nearby woods where the fawn's mother had been seen earlier. And this is a quote from the police. "Turns out the levee was no place for a Bambi. Thankfully, our crews knew the way out." Poor Bambi. An ancient oak tree said to have sheltered the legendary Robin Hood has died. Oh, that's sad news. The 1,200-year-old major oak in Sherwood Forest is believed to have died. It didn't sprout leaves this spring, the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds said this past Thursday. Visitors over the past 2 centuries who viewed the tree's gnarled limbs and sprawling canopy in Nottingham have compressed the soil, making it difficult for rain to reach its roots. The forest has been under threat for years, and the tree has been rumored to have died in the past, only for the group to confirm it is still alive. That is no longer the case. The tree's failure to produce leaves this year is a heartbreak for everyone. Well, that's sad. Tree experts found the root system strangled and starved. There's also talk of, heat waves and drought. So besides the major oak will continue to stand at the heart of Sherwood as a natural monument for visitors to come and see, living in the legend of Robin Hood. And in space news, so we've gone from the Earth all the way up into the reaches of outer space, astronomers have found 2 new planets. 2 gigantic planets lighter than cotton candy. They're super puffs the size of Jupiter. In case you're wondering, they're about 1,100 light years away. They have less density than cotton candy. They make them the lightest known planets of their size. Wow. I didn't know that you could get light cotton candy planets. But again, I studied books and history. I didn't study the stars. That's not true. I have a telescope. I do like looking at the stars, but I just didn't study them. All right. Alligators in the sewer myth is true. City workers find out in a jaw-dropping video. Oh my gosh. Florida of course it's Florida. A work crew in Ovina, Florida, discovered a 5-foot gator residing in a sludge-filled pipe. Don't go wandering around in the storm water pipes. Well, duh. They were just glad that it was a robot who encountered it, not a human. But I can't argue with that. So, I don't know. Apparently it's not an uncommon sight, but I wouldn't want to encounter an alligator at any point. No, thank you. Bigfoot. Everybody loves Bigfoot. A slew of new Bigfoot sightings on screen and off Broadway. Gosh. There's Bigfoot, a new musical. He has a smart emoji. Apparently everybody's falling in love with Bigfoot. And yeah, Americans, it's a mystery. Everyone loves a mystery. The Americans love mystery. And now we have multiple Bigfoots. There's I think almost every state has a different Bigfoot. But everyone loves the mystery and, just, my gosh, we love the fact that nobody knows who he is. And it's it's just, it's just Bigfoot. I would like to see the Yeti and Bigfoot fight off each other. I think that would be quite entertaining. So, food fact time. Leading up to the 4th of July, I'm going to say this. Americans eat about 20 million hot dogs each year. Cool. There's no really other compliment for that. It's just hot dogs. 20 million hot dogs. Americans eat them every single year. So enjoy your hot dog. And I guess if you're at the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, I guess enjoy a hot dog if you can stomach it after watching it. And to go with your bonus fact, to go with it, French fries actually weren't invented in France. They're from Belgium. News. This one's really bad, actually. A disgraced former CBI agent scientist, Missy Woods, pled guilty to DNA testing scandal in Colorado. She'll be sentenced between 8 to 16 years in prison. Now, what she did was either run tests multiple times, or she would not run it at all, or she would delete the information. She's pleaded guilty to committing a cybercrime, perjury, attempting to influence a public servant, and forgery. The remaining 100 counts were dismissed as part of the agreement. I mean, this went on for years. Years. This is crazy. I mean, to have done that just boggles my mind, because can you imagine how many cases are unsolved or convictions might be wrong just because of that? That is something that will take decades to fix. Or in some cases, in the cases of ones where nothing ever happened, they will never be solved now unless they can get evidence again. Well, in other news, a skateboarder crosses the United States coast to coast in 39 days. Chad Caruso made the journey of more than 3,000 miles from Venice Beach, California to Jacksonville, Florida between May 1st and June 8th. Skateboarding. He averaged 72 miles a day. He chronicled his journey on YouTube. He did it in 57 days, 6 hours, and 56 minutes in 2023. That earned him a Guinness World Record. This was his latest trip trying to break his own record, and congrats to him celebrating 10 years of sobriety. So good for him. Good for him. His trip also raised money for Natural High, an organization that encourages kids to be active and to stay away from drugs and alcohol. Last bit of news today is and I can't believe I'm saying this, a 13-year-old boy tumbled down headfirst down the 50-foot drop at Tiana's Bayou Adventure from this past Sunday at Disneyland. He got out, the video from TMZ, he jumped out of the moving vehicle as it began its descent. The video shows the boy falling onto the track and sliding headfirst behind the vehicle. Oh my gosh. Cast member immediately stopped the attraction. He, as a precaution, was evaluated at a local hospital and then released. The ride was closed for the rest of the evening, and the ride reopened the following day. I'm just... As I've mentioned before, I've gone to these theme parks. I worked in theme parks, so I know a lot of different pieces of the attractions work at different times, how they work and what they do. The thought of getting out of a ride is stupid. The stupidest thing that a person could do. Adult, child. What a way to get thrown out of Disney World, probably banned. Because, it was an accident. No, it wasn't. He climbed out of the vehicle. He risked harming himself. Because, yes, it's basically a slide, but there is stuff under that slide. And at the bottom, there's water, there's possibly like some electronics and things. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near it. Not to mention all of the set design and everything. And the kid fell head first, might be injured. He could have drowned. It's just, if you're going to take your kid to a theme park, make sure they understand that it is for their safety. And I'm also saying this for the, parents and the kids who get upset over the height limits. It is for your safety. And the same thing goes to the bigger plus size people who can't fit in certain seats. It's for your safety. I had someone explain to a person I knew who was on the heavier side, who had, couldn't fit in a ride seat. She just asked, hey, I just want to know, if I push it down and it clicks, what's the big deal? And they went, well, the ride could stop and you could lose circulation. And the attendant was really upfront about it. They're like, it could be stuck for an hour, 2 hours, and you could lose circulation, and that could become a big problem. My friend was like, I needed to hear that desperately because I was just pissed that I couldn't fit. And I was like, after that, I was like, oh, never mind. I'm perfectly fine not fitting on that ride right now. And what'd she do? She lost the weight so she could ride the ride. Woohoo. But regardless, it is for your safety that you have the lap bars and everything, not to jump out willy-nilly at random times. I mean, if you want to get permanently banned from a theme park, sure. And I know people are going to probably be like, well, that's not fair. It's like, well, it's their private property. They make the rules, so they can ban you. Just check back in a year later, see if you're still banned for whatever you did. But just be smart. Be responsible. I'm glad the kid seems to be okay because that is terrifying. I bet he'll never do it again. Links to all the articles used in this segment are available in the comment section on the YouTube page. I hope this has in some way brightened your day, helped you in some way, and that you like and subscribe to continue this content. I'm sure I will hear from you all before the next recording. Take care, make smart decisions, be safe. Check out my shorts. There are going to be more coming, I promise. God bless you all.